Hi everyone, welcome to Craft Addict K. I am Carla and it has been a hot minute since I've done a video and I truly apologize for that because I have been going gangbusters for it seems like forever now. So my last video I did was early February. So in this video we are going to go over all of the WIPs that I have managed to touch between February, March, and April. I have not included May for this video. You'll see that on my next video, hopefully. I've also opted not to include any of haul in this video. I will sprinkle that into upcoming videos because I have been to Steel City Stitchers Retreat. I've been to a couple of other local retreats and a couple of friends kind of us doing sit and stitches. So I will post pictures of all of that at the end of my video. I also want to thank everyone who watched the after pictures on my last video, because as I was going through there to remind myself what my giveaways were for, it was after my anniversary that I did that video, and I had a lot of family pictures in there and pictures of my husband and myself when we were much younger. So there is a glare on my glasses and I apologize, but I can't see without my glasses. And I don't know if the glare I think is coming from the window because I was trying to get some light. I'm here after work on Tuesday and this is May 7th. So we're going to start getting into things. I did want to start off with the giveaways because I had 4 giveaways for last video that I did, and I have contacted everyone. There was only 3 of the items that had the keyword. One of them that did not, so I will put that probably into the next retreat. I will take that as a giveaway for somebody that maybe wants it at a retreat that I go to. So let's see, I wanted to give you a shout out here on who won. And so the first one was for Autumn, and I believe that was this needlework set, and it is a stamped needlework piece. And the person that won this is Kimberly Sipes. Kimberly, I did send you a reply to your comment to let you know that you won and to make sure to email me your mailing address so that I can get this sent out to you. The other winner is for my home, Little House Needleworks Home of the Needleworker, and the winner of this was Diane Legace. Diane, I did reply to your comment as well to email me with your mailing address, and I will get that out to you. And I'm not sure this person, if I'm saying it right, a prater, I did respond to your comment and asked you to send me your mailing address as well. If you're not sure what my mailing address is, it's craftAddictK@gmail.com. It is also in the comments or in the description box below this video. And it's in all of my videos. So this is our second floss tube for the year 2024. We've been doing videos, my daughter and I, since 2018. We're coming up on an anniversary here soon, but for my own, trying to remember, this is floss tube number 2. I didn't number the earlier one, so I'm trying to number them now as I go forward and kind of keep an eye on what I'm doing. So we had a lot of stitches. I had 2 new starts, and we're going to jump in and go through them all. There is no particular order. Some of these I worked on all 3 months. I totaled up all the stitches across the board for them, and so hopefully I totaled them correctly. So we're going to start off with my favorite, the one that comes out every week of the month, or not every week, but 1 week out of the month, and that would be my US travel shelf. And this is where we are. So I've got the airplane. There's a bunch of us that are doing this as a stitch along. If you are interested, this is by Amy Stewart, Heaven and Earth Designs, and there is a stitch along hashtag. I believe it's hashtag anything Amy Sal. So basically anything by Amy Stewart. One of my friends, Sue, she is actually doing, we both started on the diagonal and then she switched and started doing it by the book. So she's doing sections down, and I kind of like that. So I'm toying with doing that as well and just doing it like by the book section. Tell me what your thoughts are. Was that how you would do it? Or would you just keep doing it kind of on my mishmash diagonal? So that is US Travel Shelf. It is regular format, and I had my tablet already so I could show you the PDF version. I have it in extra, what do they call it, max color, but I opted not to stitch in max color, and I'm going to, because it's a lot of colors. But here is the mock-up for that. So you can see I'm up here in this corner. Got the car, getting ready to head to the next thing. So really enjoy stitching on it. The next thing is a new start, and it is the Deadly Aquarium Sow. And I'm going to try and show you the mock-up here. This is the mock-up of, this is a current stitch along by Lola Craft. She is on Etsy, and it is, she's also the one that did the Haunted Bookshelf, and she did the terrarium, Deadly Plants. Recently, I didn't do that one. But then when this one came out, I was like, okay, I can't watch all my friends stitching the stitch along. I need to jump in. She's done some that I like. It's a mystery, so I can't show you any more than this. This is the framework of the aquarium. I'm really excited to see where it goes. I have, let's see, the Deadly Aquarium, 1,611 stitches, and I am doing this on my Grace Notes fabric called Sarah. I was looking for something a little bit murky, so I'm over here. There is another seagull up here, and then I'll be working my way down. I started working across with the browns. I think I had a needle with this. I'm not sure where that needle went, but I'll bet you I will find it in here. Oh, look at that. I knew I had a needle. There we go. Huh. I'll be working my way down, and then I will scroll. I have extra fabric, as you can see over here, that won't be needed, but that'll be a different project then, right? So, and I believe this is on, yep, 32 count. I am doing it 2/2 on 32 count. And that's Deadly Aquarium Sow, and that's a mystery. We have until, I believe it's the middle of June or the end of June to get that done. There's supposed to be close to 6,000 stitches in the framework. And I've only got 1,611 done, so I still have a long ways to go on that. And on US Travel Shelf, I did 6,516 stitches. Remember, this was over a few months. So let me not, this is my my Pecos. I talked about these on the last video, and this is for my travel shelf. So I definitely want to keep it with it. I use my label maker usually on the back, and I'll put what the project is. But because this has been sitting out and staying on my stand, my floor stand, I haven't labeled it because it's out and I haven't changed anything. So I'll put that over there. Okay. My other new start. Whoops. Let me reach down here. I pulled some markers out. So my other new start that I did, I can't show you because all I printed was the actual pattern. And it is the Steel City Stitchers retreat piece. And here's what I finished so far, cross stitch. And what it says is cross stitch bridges us together. And it has the 3 bridges from like Pittsburgh, because we have the golden bridges. And it was really, I guess, sentimental for me because a couple of us did this. I gotta give Karen her props. She's the one that pointed me in this direction. When we did Steel City Stitchers last year, we got Forbidden Fiber Co. Steel City Stitchers Floss, as you can see. And she stitched hers using this floss, and she had just enough of this floss to make it happen. So I decided to go ahead and stitch mine as well, but the only difference is I added a Farmhouse Flossy Yellow to do the bridge. So, because I was a little nervous that I wouldn't have enough. So even though she said I would, I was still nervous. So I pulled that to make my bridges more yellow. And the black fabric that it is on is a scrap fabric that I received at when I went to Galleria. That is Monaco, and I believe it is a 32 count. And I am doing it 2/2 on 32 count. So, and I'm sorry if you can see through. There we go. That's better. There you go. So that's, I really was struggling. I was trying to stitch this while at the Steel City retreat. I was really struggling with the lighting and with the black fabric. And so ultimately, my friend says, just put it away, Carla, and give up on that. So stitch on something else. So that's exactly what I did. And it was a much better experience. I will go back to that because I do want to finish it to say I did it. But on the Steel City Stitch Retreat, that's 208 stitches, just in case you're keeping track. Let's see. I have, this one I have the pictures. So Mrs. Brightside came out to play, and some of these were my WIPS. So Mrs. Brightside is a Gecko Rouge pattern. Artist is Tom Fedro. And this, I believe, is on a 25 count. It might even be a 28 count, because I think 28 count, I think, is what I ultimately decided it was. And according to my numbers, I did 7,000 stitches on this, but boy, it doesn't look like that. So maybe it is because it's on a 28 count. Maybe it's because I can't get it out of the package. Hold on while I struggle with this bag that it barely fits in. This one I put on, it's a Nerdy Needle Design Company. It's got a little magnet on the back, but it is the Hobbit hole, and it holds 30 flosses, and this one just had 30 colors, I think, total on it, so it fit perfectly. These are the color swatches. So I took them off of the Gecko Rouge cards and put them on here, because, you know, I could. And this was a birthday start for me, and I have not done a lot of work on it, so this is as far as I've gotten. And this is 7,506 stitches. This was one I took to one of my stitches, I remember. And it's an easy stitch because there is definitely blocks, as you can tell, blocks of color going on here. So, and I got motivated because Rachel saw this and said, hey, Mama, I like that. So it's actually one that she liked. So, and I have my needle minders come from Diana. Some of them were gifts from my sister. Some of them was her that she sent me from her little shop she has on Facebook. And I want to say it's amazing needle minders. But honestly, you better check in the description box below, because if I have her link, I will have it there. I just like supporting. I don't want to say, how do I say it? I like to support local businesses and people that are trying to make a go from their home versus box shops like Walmart. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm sorry, I'm really struggling with this project bag that I have it in. And the project bag is one that my mom made me, but the zipper had broken. So, but it fits like this. And it's long, but it just barely fits in there. And because I've stitched on this year, it probably won't come back out unless I really am feeling the urge to stitch on it, which is another thing we'll talk about. This is in one of my black Cat X Stitchery bags, and this is Trick or Treat 2. And Trick or Treat 2, I guess I should show you what it's supposed to look like. This is a Randall Spangler. I do know Kim Hollenbeck is working on this one as well. And I enjoy stitching on it. So I'm sure it's going to come out again. There we go. I'm showing you the mock-up. So this is what it will look like. Oh, no, that's not what it'll look like. I had it right there. There we go. This is what it'll look like when it's done. And I am up across the top, almost over here to the moon. So on this one, and I'm doing this, most of my full coverages are 25 count, 1/1. And that this is no exception, 25 count 1/1. And looky, I made it all the way over to the corner over here. So when I started kind of on an angle, and then I decided to go to use the royal row method. And so I worked my way across, and you can see right there's the very peak of the house. Then I worked my way across. I got over here to the corner. So the next time I bring this out to play with, I will finish this section here. Okay, and then I've got floss hanging here because I parked, obviously. This needle minder's from Stitch and Button. This is one that I made from something, I don't remember. But anyways, I got sidetracked. I'm like, squirrel, squirrel. Whenever I get over here filled in, I will come back over here and I will start across this row and I'll work my way across. And I'm just gonna do it that way because it was a nice break to get out of the leaves, to get into the blue and get something besides the leaves. This confetti was driving me insane. So it was a nice break from that. And I do leave mine on my scroll rods. I just loosen them. These are a roller frame rod. This is a one-man shop. I know you can get these through Grace Notes Fabrics. You can get them at Cat X Stitchery. So there's lots of places you can look for to find rods. They come in different lengths. They have different bars. This is on a 9-inch bar. Probably my favorite would be the 9 or 10-inch end bars. And then I usually don't go any bigger than the 23 comfortably. Anything bigger than the 23 inches, and that's measuring inside to inside. I don't feel like I get them tight as I like, so then I go to my Omnic frames. So some of them will go, some of my frames are a little bit different, but I prefer scroll rods. The only drawback to scroll rods is portability. It's not actually as portable as I'd like it to be. Let's see. Next is Early American. And this one I took off of the rods because I think I took it to a retreat. And I do not have Early Americans. I don't have a picture, but I can kind of show you a little bit because I have completed 6 out of 9. So I think. So I have 2 more to do. But they're Little House Needleworks. It's our Early American series. So these are all my working copies in no particular order. I kind of changed up the order, to be honest. I was changing the outside borders on them. So this is on, this is just I think it's a platinum, but I didn't write it down, and it is 2/2. It is with Valdani threads. It's a conversion that the shop I purchased it from had. So I kitted it up with them. So I have the top 6 done. So John Hancock, Betsy Ross, Martha Washington, Paul Revere, Molly Pitcher, and Abigail Adams. So that's the one I finished. And then I started Nathan Hale. So that is number 7 that I am working on. And number 8 is going to be Patrick Henry. That will go here. And then I'm doing one that's shared in between to kind of come to a point. So I'm thinking like a bell pull, but a large bell pull is my plan. With the bottom one being it says Freedom. See if I can show you without getting myself in trouble by showing you the pattern. But that will be at the bottom where the points kind of come together. I was going to stitch this. So I'm very glad that this shop had a conversion, because this shop doesn't sell DMC. She does have Anchor, and she does have, sorry, I feel like I'm crinkling. She has Valdani, Anchor, but does not do DMC in her shop. So it's a nice conversion. However, if I was to do it again, I don't know that I would do the Valdani threads. It is nice on, it gives it I don't know if you can pick it up in the camera, but it does give nice variegation, like on the houses and the roofs. I mean, there's some nice variegation there. Look at the roof here, same here. So I like that. I like how the houses, and that's what drew me to the model stitch that they had, was that variegation. Some of them go up and down, some of them go back and forth. So I just tried to mix it up and follow an example. So this I was hoping to have as a done this year, but I don't know. I don't know if I will have it done this year. Depends if it calls me to come out and play. Lately it's been my full coverages that I feel are getting neglected. So on this one, I did do 3,431 stitches though. So there's that. That's not bad. That's not bad. I've been working my way down on my table. Oh my. I did do some, I had a finish, not a big finish, but I have been doing some stitching on the ornaments that my sister got me, and I'm not sure which ones I've shown you, so I'm going to show you my last two that I finished. This one is a little gingerbread man, and this one is a little fireplace. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to kick you. So those two are finished. I'm adding those to my stash of, hey, I'm going to have a finishing Sunday whenever I get a weekend that I'm sitting around here and nothing to do, which does not happen, I can tell you. I also started this one on a road trip with my husband, and I didn't get much done, so there's not much to look at, and I didn't even count the stitches on this. So, but it is going to be a coffee mug whenever I get it finished. But it makes it a nice little quick grab and go. Everything's kitted up, and it's in my little bag. Even when I go on my little road trips, I have everything I need in this little Fright Night party pack bag that I got from one of the retreats I went to. Somebody gave us, it was one of our little group retreats that they gave us these little bags, and that's perfect size to put my little bags in, and my little pillow boxes that we talked about in previous videos that my sister kitted me up 25 ornaments. So I threw a couple of those in there and I go with it. Took it with Rachel on our camping trip. Her and I went camping. That's where I stitched that. I started that on the camping trip. Her and I went camping, and that was the outcome of my stitches for a whole weekend. Needless to say, Rachel kept me busy. She tends to do that. So I have not counted those. Sorry if I'm making too much noise. Okay, let's see what's in this bag. This is something I made. Huckleberry Farm. I don't remember stitching on this. Oh, I did. How about that? I did stitch on this. Huckleberry Farm. Isn't that funny? It's like revisiting. Okay. Let me see. I might have that here. Let's see. Let me wake it up again. It decided to go to sleep on me. I think I have that on my pattern keeper. Yep, I sure do. Okay, let's see. Can I view mock-up? No. All right, so let's view my PDF. That's not helpful either. All right, view PDF. Okay, this is the Blue Flower Huckleberry Farm. There we go, Huckleberry Farm. And I really like this one. I like stitching on it. My friend was able to put it on my pattern keeper for me, which was great. And this is on, oh, what did I put it on? 25 count Barbara by Grace Notes Fabrics. And I'm doing it 1/1 on 25 count, and I put 4,634 stitches in this bugger. I really did a lot of stitches on this, and I remember I took it camping, and I think we did stitches when I was there, or I took it on a trip with Nestor. I can't remember. But I've gotten the top, I've gotten the bear. That's new since the last time. I think the last time I had this out, I only had this butterfly done. And since then, I have started the house, got the bear, all of this done. This is done, this is done. Started working across here and was working on the words, and that's as far as I've gotten. So, definitely fun stitch. Like I said, this is 1/1, and the fabric is Barbara on, and it is, that's pretty true to color. I'm gonna say it's kind of a gray blue, a little gray blue going on there, but definitely like stitching on it. And you know what? You're gonna hear that a lot because this is like revisiting my WIPS that I haven't seen in a while, which is one of the things that I've been contemplating is, do I pick some that I focus on next year and make those the only ones I stitch on and get them finished and put the other ones aside, and then when I want a new start, pull out something that I haven't worked on in a while? That's something I've thought about. Let's see. Newcastle Bouquet. I did 1,433 stitches on her. This one. This is by Teresa Kogut. It is in another one of my Black Cat X Stitchery bags. And see if I have the... I do not have my... I just have my working copy and I don't have the cover. So, you're just going to get what you get, I guess. If I can find the picture, I will certainly put it in. But this is a 36 count linen called Looking Glass, and it is from, I think this one is from, Under the Sea Fabrics. And it's called Looking Glass, and it's a 36 count linen. And I am doing this 2/2 on 36 count. I am not doing that 2/2. I marked that wrong. I am doing that 1/2 on 36 count. I'm gonna say that seemed odd for me. So I've gotten a lot finished too. I started down this side. I have worked my flowers across. I was trying to get myself over to the border, which I have done. And I was kind of start working across down here. I've worked some on this basket. I kind of started seesawing back and forth between over here and over here because I was forewarned that this border is a humdinger, and if you save it for last, it will drive you insane. So this is what Newcastle Bouquet by Teresa Kogut looks like on 36 count Under the Sea fabric called Looking Glass. 1/2. I like stitching some of these. I really like stitching on some of these. Okay. And you see me putting them back in their sleeves because if I don't put them back in, I will forget. Oh, this is a fun one. I've got some big ones. So this one, I was looking just to make sure I stitched on it, is Amazing Animal Kingdom on my Amazing Animal Kingdom fabric by Black Cat X Stitchery. This is Tiffany's bag she made for me, customed for my pattern, and with grime guards to go with it. And this is where I've gotten. I have done 2,550 stitches. Look at, I got a monkey, well, a gorilla, and a bird. There's a bird. I've talked with Crystal, one of my friends who is also working on this. And so we decided that when we have a month that has 5 weeks, we were going to try and work this into a week to work on it. And I have not had it back out since we decided to do that. So I know I have a 5-week month coming up. So I'm going to work on it during that week when it comes up. Just sometimes it's harder with some of these bigger projects, but I did just get my Pecos for this, and I have my floss pulled that I'll be putting on the Peco, so I will be ready. So that's my plan, keep working across that shelf. And this is another Amy Stewart, and I will pull you out a picture of what it will look like finished. And I am, if you haven't figured out, some of you, I think, are like, what in the world, Carla, are you doing? Yes, I am losing my mind. I do a lot of big projects, a lot of full coverage. I stitch full coverage faster than I stitch the other pieces in my stash. and I have many more that I want to start. So I got to get some done so I can start some other ones. I'm looking for Amazing Animal Kingdom. I know I have it. It is in here somewhere. I did not get all my WIP goes for the months, I can tell you. Definitely did not get those all done. Here we go. I'm just going to show you the mock-up. This is Amazing Animal Kingdom by Amy Stewart. As you can tell, I'm starting to get over to where the elephant is. So, the elephant in the room. I know, I cracked myself up. Okay, let's see. And the next one I'm going to show you, I might as well just go ahead and pull that out too while I'm in here. It is called Tea and Cookies. And I found out about this one because I was looking at somebody stitching, and her name is Bethany. She also has a channel. I can't remember the name. Bethany, if you're watching this, will you put a link to your channel in the comments? Because I can't remember. I saw you posted a video recently. Oh, where is it? Oh, here it is. I'm looking right at it. Sometimes I click the wrong button. And what happens is it goes to the pattern. And that's not what you want to see. You want to see the mock-up. So what got me was, as I was doing this sweep when I was running the road trip, I saw this stitching and I saw this picture pop up, and it had that green owl. And I don't know why that green owl caught my eye, and I decided I needed to stitch all these cookies because they're grandma's. Tea and Cookies by Amy Stewart. Again, another SAL I could use, anything Amy SAL for that. And my dear friend Tiffany made me another bag with food on it, so I know what's in this one because it's a long-term project and I'm gonna be working on it for a long time, so that's okay. And I got my scroll rod covers. These came from Ronnie with Gay Ron Stitchery, so check them out. They just opened up their brick and mortar shop. Not much to talk about, but I did get across this way. I was planning on doing this the Royal Row method as well, so I'm working my way across. It is a big project, as you can tell. But look at how far I am. I've only got another, 50 years, but we don't do the math to figure that out because I'm a process stitcher. I am not a completionist. I am not a project stitcher. But some of these I really enjoy stitching on more than others, and so I'm thinking about prioritizing what I'm working on. So Tea and Cookies got 1,342 stitches. Huckleberry Farm got 4,634 stitches. The ornaments I showed you was totaled at 1,179 stitches. Oh my. And what do we got? Stargazer. Well, my husband calls this the Tenter Dude. Let me see if I can pull up the picture first. This is a limited edition, and it was through Heaven and Earth Designs. And I don't believe you can get this anymore. I'm pretty sure it was a limited edition, one and done. But he really likes it, and he's always on me about, when are you going to get that finished? When are you going to get that finished? Boy, that makes me want to stitch it. Oh, twice now. I hit the wrong button. Sometimes these are sensitive. As you can see, this is why he calls it the Tenter Dude, because he's in a tent looking out at the constellations, hence why it's called Stargazer. Made quite a bit of progress on this. This was supposed to be stitched one week a month as well, so that I could keep steady progress on it this year. I've been pretty good, I think, until April. April was my worst month in years. I had less than 3,000. I had 3,916 stitches for total in April, just April. Where in February I did 17,944 stitches. And in March, I did 15,569 stitches. So this is where we are. We went across a couple of times, and I'm over here now to finish off this section. But I'm trying to see if you can see everything there. That's where I've made it to. So a lot of work, a lot of the constellations you can see. And this one I started as well, kind of on the diagonal, and then I switched to the Royal Rose. So as I finish here, I'll come back over and work my way across. But I like this one. I don't mind stitching it. It's kind of gives you a kind of a good mix between confetti and a break in color. And I have the constellation bag with the constellation grime guards to go with this long-term project. This is also 25 count 1/1, and I do full cross. My brain does not allow me to do tent stitches. I can't, I automatically switch back over to full cross without realizing it. So I gave up on doing tent stitches. This one I pulled out because it was called, and I did not stitch on it because I didn't have time. And I don't think I've stitched on this one either, which was another call. What is this one? What is this one? I think I've hit everything. Oh, except this one. Okay, so this is a gem. You guys all like this one. I gotta have to loosen up my scroll rods. I haven't filled out my paper for this one. This one is Dressed Monkey on the Throne. I got this online. There is a male counterpart with this one, but I'm not exactly sure. I can't find it. So if anybody knows the male piece that goes with this, please let me know. We were talking about this at Steel City. I was stitching on this piece at Steel City, and we were talking about the male has a blue outfit and he's standing in front of the mirror of a bathroom. This is all kitted up and ready to go. I put it on some crummy Aida. I think it's an oatmeal Aida. It kind of started as a practical joke on Zoom with virtual stitchers, which I have not been on there in a while. But one of the girls was always falling asleep on the bathroom. Somewhere along the line, we decided to find a monkey with a red dress because the monkey's in the bathroom. And the whole story ends up being a bunch of us started stitching this, and I'm still stitching it. I think 1 or 2 people have finished it out of the group of us that were stitching it. Now I'm vested. I need to finish it. So this is where I got to. So she's finished on her upper part anyway, and I had to scroll to get down here. So, but before I scroll her, like, look at her face. Look at, how cute is that? A lot of laughs at Steel City. The toilet paper roll, we got the toilet she's sitting on, so should be getting some stitches. This is another one that's really an easy stitch, and my plan was to take this one to leave at camp, so I would have a camp piece and just leave it there. But we haven't been going to camp, so we've been out motorcycle riding. That's right, Carla got a motorcycle. It's 3 wheels. There'll be pictures at the end. And we've taken some trips on that. I'm not sure what my dog's eating over there. Probably shouldn't. Something you're not supposed to be eating, I'm sure. So on that one, the Dressed Monkey, I did 1,339 stitches. So we're 38 minutes in. I've shown you Pongo. What are you eating? You're gonna break your teeth. I think he found a peanut shell or something. A nut. Some kind of a nut. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. So I think that is all of them. So for February, I stitched 17,949 stitches. In March, I stitched 15,569 stitches. In April, for the month of April, I sadly stitched 3,916 stitches. I've already passed that in May, just so you know. I don't know, April was a rough month. We had to open camp. We had Steel City Stitchers. I had another event. I went camping with Rachel. So that was a weekend without stitching. And the weekends is where I get most of my stitches in. And now the weather has been improving where I am. my weekends are getting very busy. And in the month of April, my husband and I both got motorcycles because now the children are grown enough. Sorry, I ran out of time. So we're going to make this quicker. So anyways, I was saying, so the month of April, we got the motorcycles and we have been planning and doing some rides in the evening after I get home from work. To get used to it. Number two, just to be out in the weather, in the nice weather, and take advantage whenever you have it. So we've been doing a lot more riding in the evenings, which by the time I get home, it's, you know, it's late. I'm tired. I don't really even want to stitch. So my bug has been gone for the month of April. I have slimmed down a lot of my groups that I participate in my challenge groups. I've picked up some, actually, I'm very honored, was asked. I belong to Western PA, Eastern Ohio Facebook group, and the admin of the Facebook group had asked me at the most recent retreat I was just at if I would be willing to do some challenges for their group. So I just posted the first one. So we're doing some little informal challenges. The group is not designed around challenges, but there are a lot of people that belong to it that are in our area that would like to do challenges or learn how to do a challenge. So it seems like a good outlet, not only for my creativity, because, you know, not being an admin of a group this year has where I thought I would have all this extra time to stitch. And I did the first 2 months, but then I kind of lost my bug. So now I feel a little bit more motivated and I'm back into the game again. So to speak. So let's talk about my boards, because I didn't forget my boards. Did you forget my boards? I did not forget my boards. So the WIP list. Of course I didn't bring anything here. I'm going to have to fill this out, I think, without you this time, because I've got 3 months worth and I need to go back through and see what I stitched which months, because some of them I stitched multiple months. So I will fill this out this time to mark what I've stitched on. Actually, I know I've stitched on some of these. Dress Monkey on the Throne was a one-time stitch. Let's see. Huckleberry Farm was a one-time stitch. Mrs. Brightside. Newcastle Bouquet. Let's see. The ones that I'm absolutely sure, because I'm doing it in purple. Tea and Cookies was a one time. Trick or Treat 2 was a one time. Some of these other ones I'm not sure about. Huckleberry Farm, I marked. Trick or Treat, I marked. Amazing Animal. I think I just did that once, but I won't mark that one. I'll wait. Mrs. Brightside, I marked. Early American. Where did Early American? Oh, it's not even on this list. How'd I miss that? Oh, it must have been one of my grab and goes. Well, we'll have to figure out a plan for that. The Deadly Aquarium I need to add. Okay, so I put what I could on here, and I will check on those other ones. Then we have this board. This is the fun board. Okay, so starts, we had Deadly Aquarium. What is the other start that I had that we talked about? I had a start. I had an ornament. Oh, the Steel City Stitcher Retreat piece. And I'm going to say ornaments. Ornaments. 2. And I finished one ornament. 1. So there is my starts, my finishes, and then we have the WIP Go board. So how are we on our WIP Go board? we did Dressed Monkey on the Throne. So that was called, I believe 18 was called. I haven't done that one yet. Let's see. Trick or Treat. Newcastle Bouquet. Oh, sorry, you're not even seeing it. I'm trying to do it and you're not even seeing it. Let's see. Early American Series. We did that one. And Mrs. Brightside. Huckleberry Farm and Tea and Cookies. I'm just trying to get you in screen. I don't see anything else I don't see anything else on there that was called. So my grand total, which I looked at to see what was the grand total, and the grand total so far for the year, with my stitch goal being 200,000, I am up to 59,639. So I'm going to color this in. We have not made the 60,000 mark yet, but we are darn near close. So I am going to take us just a shade under, and our thermometer is growing. I'm trying to do it in different colors so we'll know where we're at each time. So of course this is 3 months worth. So that got us just a shade under 60,000, but by goodness, look it. And I know that these boards have motivated some of you to kind of track your own stitches or your own time. So, you know, I'm glad that it motivates you. It was kind of fun filling this in with all of you. And it's been fun getting back into my stitching. And now I'll be able to put all my stitching stuff away so that I can start my new pile to have on our next visit together. So if you've made it all this way, tell me, do you prefer full coverage pieces, non-full coverage pieces, and any kind of stitching quirks or things that you would like for me to show on upcoming videos? Would you like to see my floss stash? Would you like to see my fabric stash? Is there any little trinkets that you would like a peruse around as I'm looking around my room, you know, needle minders or what have you? Let me know, something that interests you. Otherwise, I'm going to go get to stitching, get this video edited, and say hi to all my friends that are out there. I miss you guys. I haven't been on Zoom, I know, on the weekends because we've been busy running camping. I am going to put pictures at the end of the retreats that I have pictures of. I'm going to put some motorcycle trips that I went on. You'll see my bike. It's got 2 wheels in the front, 1 in the back. It's called a Riker Can-Am. My husband has an adventure bike. So his is 2 wheels. Mine's more fun, I think. But I've been having a lot of fun riding it. And my camping trip with Rachel, which was a lot of fun. So enjoy the pictures at the end of the video. It's more welcoming you into my family and what we've been doing when you don't see me here. So I hope you enjoy that. If you would prefer to see stitching pictures at the end instead, please let me know. I don't want to bore you with my family pictures, but you know, this is a way for us to keep in touch, and it's a remembrance down the road. And at the end of the month, I'm taking a trip with my husband. We're going on a long trip on our bikes, and I will be taking lots of pictures for that and sharing them with you. So in the meantime, stitch what you want to stitch and start what you want to start, and happy stitching to everybody out there. Bye.